Athens and Sparta. And I thought I did a video on this game, but I went through my history and I did not. Now, I have played this game before, and I might have went through it pretty quick. I can't remember too much about it. I mean, I do remember some parts of the mechanics. Also, with this game, I did a video maybe a few months ago or so that was on a computer, and it has to do with I think Pompeii and who else? Pompey and I can't remember what it was, but I think it's by the same group because it was a computer game doing basically the same thing we're doing here. This box game is a little bit more complicated than the computer game. The computer game I think was like watered down, made it a little bit more simpler, but it's the same mechanics, so I'm definitely aware of that. There are some rule notes, and one of the advantages of being off work is I can have some really crazy hours, which is really bad because it's culture shock to my body when I get back to work. But I've been up studying the rule book on this one. I don't even have it here. It's over in my other spot by my couch. But we've been looking at the rules. And another thing is my good old buddy Gilbert Collins has a video on this. And there's probably a few videos on this playthrough. I haven't looked it up yet. Now I probably need to look at Gilbert's because if Gilbert's playing it, you know it's a good game. I think he had some good things to say about the game too. So we're getting ready to start it on up here. We got it all set up. I'm gonna deal the cards. You can see here they got the neutral powers, the Spartans and the Athenians, and another thing is that I've been releasing some video game war videos. I'm going to release another one as soon as this one's over on a total war, and that it is a battle with Sparta and Athens. And I was playing one scenario, I think, once for about 5 or 6 times, and I just stopped the scenario when the Athenians would lose and restart and try to. Finally, I think I did win against the Spartans, and it was a tough scenario. They got some really good historic battles on that Total War series, but the only problem is they don't let you record the historic battles. So the ones that I do record, I got to kind of make up myself. They're called custom battles. But I had Alesia and the Tudaman Forest or something with the Romans. But that was a good one. That was a hard one to win, but I won that one a couple times. But yeah, we'll be doing some of those. But here's what's on the gaming table. We are going for some Athens and Sparta, and unfortunately, Blitzkrieg's been put on up. Yeah, so my advice to people, I don't know, and I guess there's some people that uh, have success on Vassal, but I think I am batting 1,000, and I've had 4 or 5 opponents on that thing, and none of them ever come through. I mean, I had one guy with my War and Peace, and he was great. He was real good, and you never know what happens to these people. You know, something might have happened to him. The guy might have died. You never know. But yeah, I haven't had anybody any luck, and I still haven't had out of all those players I've played, I still don't get in touch with any of them. So not really too hip on Vassal. What was I going to say earlier? Hold on a second, mind block. Oh, train of thought came back. And it got to the point where, like I said, I got 5. I'm 5-0 when it comes to people that think on Vassal, and I haven't thought to myself with this latest guy, am I being punked? Are these people, just getting a hold of me and saying they're gonna play these games, and then they go ahead, I'm thinking, am I being trolled? Is what it is. Yeah, I'm probably being trolled on Vassal. But anyway, all right, well, we're gonna start playing some of this Athens and Sparta. We'll give you a little drop in. The key thing of this game here is though. Victories, 30 building points. You can see these cities all got their number of building points, 2, 1s, stuff like that. And for a block game, it's not that bad. The only thing I got against the block game is that this map needs to be as big as my plexi. I mean, this is ridiculous. Look at how I got it. And I think Gilbert said something about that too. I think that might have been the reason why I didn't play this game that much before. It's because the blocks are. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like block games, but they can be too complicated. I think the last block game we played must have been Field to Despair. And this game here and Triumph and Tragedy, the only 3 block games I got, I do believe, yeah. So this, Fields of Despair and Triumph and Tragedy, the only ones that are blocks. I'm a big fan of block games. I like them. Command and Colors was blocked too, but I don't have that. I only played that on Vassal. But yeah, for being a block game, there's a lot of mechanics in this, all kinds of mechanics, and I do like a mechanic that I think I'm going to incorporate in my game that I'm going to develop next year about the Civil War. And it's a mechanic to keep in mind is when you're in a hex and you want to move, you got to pay a hex side cost. I like hex side cost because in that Civil War game you'll have a road, and when those roads get clogged, it might be easier to go through a hex side, but it'll cost you more movement points. You know, that kind of stuff. Yeah, this is hex side cost on this, so you don't just move hex to hex and pay the terrain cost. You have a certain hex side cost, and only a certain amount of blocks can move through that hex side, which is it comes in handy, especially on these straights, these narrow passages between. You see, you can't even see stuff on this map. Oh, there you go. There's these straights or something. These mountain passes come into effect. So a lot of terrain effects on this game. They have a real good siege and blockading of ports. All kinds of good mechanics on this. So for being a little block game, and I'll get back to you with the name of that other computer game. As a matter of fact, I know I gotta. Hold on a second. We'll be right back. All right, the game that I think was made by Columbia Games is just like this, or a sister game to this, was called Blocks Julius Caesar. And if you look back on my video history, you'll see I got it on my computer. And like I said, it's pretty basic. At least the Blocks Julius Caesar is. This one's a lot more complicated. I think it's definitely up on the old complication table. And this is kind of what I've been looking for. A little bit of a more complicated game than the old magazine games. But yeah, this has got a lot to it. And like I said, before you want to make any move, I've been through those rules, so I want to look everything over, make sure we have no mistakes. But we're off with Athens and Sparta to see who can get the first to reach 30 building points or occupy an opponent's capital. And there you go. Athenian cities, if you have them all, they're worth 20. All the Sparta cities are worth 18. Neutral cities are worth 10. You start with 19 because Athens starts with Patidia, Spartan control. So instead of their 20, they only have 19 because Sparta's in control of it. And here's just some little notes I make here. Here, these are kind of interesting. Each hoplite step, and like I said on these, oh, we have steps. So this one here is it's a helot, but it's a pellist. Each pellist step is worth 1,000, so this would be 3,000 man. When they take a loss, they lost 1,000. There's 2,000, and there's only 1,000 of them left. So that's kind of cool. I like that scale. I do like knowing what the heck's going on with that. So yeah, like I said, for being a big, bulky, in the way game. I don't know what they were trying to save on that, but yeah, if the map would have been, these hexes could have been twice as big, and I would have liked it. It would have made the game a lot better. But yeah, like I said, it fitted in the box, but it is what it is. We're off and running. That's what we're doing down here in the war room section of the man cave. Athens and Sparta time.